As a U.S. hub for evacuees from war-torn Lebanon. More than 1,700 evacuees have come through the base so far. Many American citizens returning from shortened vacations and family visits. Jim Hooker got an up-close look at the operation today.
The C-17 cargo jet typically hauls military hardware, tanks, Humvees, ammunition, or food supplies for deployed U.S. forces. But the cargo emptying from the bellies of these jets at McGuire over the past week has been of a different kind. Hundreds of evacuees from a war now raging in the Middle East between Hezbollah guerrillas operating from Lebanese towns and cities and the Israeli military seeking to oust them. And in the aftermath, the elderly and families with infants and other children in tow touching down on American soil for the first time since the war broke out.
God bless America, and I love America.
George and Francia Kushaba, a Lebanese-American couple, were headed back home to Chicago. Like so many others here, they couldn't say enough about the U.S. servicemen and women who helped them to safety.
Marines has helped us too much. How much you want to say, you say. With water, with food, with everything. I cannot to complain nothing.
George Kafori hustled his wife and 4 children to safety from a Beirut neighborhood after the family cut short a vacation visit to Lebanese grandparents his children had never met. He said his strongest message was of thanks to the U.S. military that spirited them out of the country, first by Navy ship and then by air.
It was hard, but I am grateful for every single thing they did. I really am. Now you appreciate what a Marine is, or what an Air Force guy is, and what a Navy is.
The commander for one of the flights says today's run was special.
Is there a difference between flying, you know, with a bunch of people in back versus cargo, which is like the normal for these planes?
Well, there's always a difference because when you're flying with humans, that's the most precious cargo you have.
The evacuees typically spend at least 13 hours on these cargo jets on the way over. It's a 4 to 5 hour flight from Cyprus to Germany before refueling, and then a 9-hour flight across the Atlantic.
Once they got on the ground, there was a lot of applauses and thank yous. So,
is that right?
Yeah, it was a lot of good feelings coming in.
What is it like to be back in the U.S. after being over there?
Safe.
Yeah.
But we're sorry for what happened over there.
Yeah.
Very sorry.
Nisreen Al-Eder is a Lebanese citizen who accompanied a young relative back to the U.S. She's despondent over the destruction the war has brought to her country.
Really, it's a bad situation. It's not easy. Let God help us, the children, the women. We are all human beings, whatever we are.
Yeah.
We're just human beings.
Meanwhile, the evacuation flights to McGuire continue as the military, with help here from the Red Cross and Salvation Army, offer a helping hand to those arriving home. Jim Hooker, NJN News, Burlington County.
Straight.